14 years maximum. So, we don't have any hecklers of that nature.
He's in India, even his voice couldn't reach that far.
Oh, right, yes. I won't say I want him to stay there, but I'm relieved. Well, thank you all for coming, first of all. This isn't about me, it's about an attack on the movement. We know that other people like Sarah Wilkinson, Natalie Strecker, Richard Medhurst have also been arrested. It's a complete abuse of anti-terrorism laws. We know what terrorism is. It's Manchester Arena bombing. It's the stabbings at London Bridge. It's the attack, the Bataclan attack in Paris. That is what terrorism is, and terrorism is usually the product of imperialist intervention in the Middle East. There was no ISIS before the invasion of Iraq. There was no Afghanistan before the US got involved there. So terrorism is something which is a product of MI5, the intelligence services and the state activities. So this is not about terrorism, this is about dissent, the right to protest, and more importantly the right to oppose imperialism. Because when they prescribe organisations, what they are in essence doing is you cannot support anti-colonial movements, you cannot support resistance organisations. The idea, for instance, that Hamas, which I don't support politically, doesn't have the right to resist the terrorist occupation of Gaza and the West Bank is an absurdity. What it really means is you're forbidden from opposing imperialism itself, because you're forbidden from supporting the resistance. And the same goes for Turkish Kurdistan. The PKK is also prescribed. So it's a completely unlawful act that they've done, because there is an inalienable international law right to resist occupation. And the right of the Palestinians to resist Israel's occupation is no different from the right of the Viet Cong to oppose Americans' occupation of Vietnam, or the French right to oppose the Nazi occupation of France. They are all the same. So if you prescribe one and not the other, you're making a political choice. And that's why this is a political trial, or it will be a political trial. And of course, the judges will try to rule out defence and say it's the law and so on. My response to that is it's an oppressive law, it's a bad law, it's a law which flies in the face of international law, and more basically, it is a law which undermines the very right to free speech, and without free speech there is no democratic society. And they are, I think, the main points that I want to make. Just to say, really in conclusion, that if the intention is to silence me, they have another thing coming. I will not be silent. Free Palestine!